Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is All in the Charts. Happy Thursday, day before Friday. I love me some Thursdays because that's about as close to the weekend without getting to the weekend as you can feel. So if you appreciate the content, for support, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment, click the bell icon to know when I go live. Don't just subscribe. YouTube makes it difficult. You gotta hit two different buttons. I'm in a pretty good mood today. I don't know if you were tuning in yesterday, but I mentioned I did not get good sleep the prior night, but I went to bed very early last night and I got good sleep. And not sure how much you followed along this journey on this channel, but I also, what's up, YC? I also mentioned that I got surgery, minor surgery. It's called arthroscopic surgery on my right elbow, clean out some bone spurs, and the right elbow was looking a little not good, I guess. So, anywho, I've been out of that surgery now post-op for about, I want to say, welcome in, Brian. Doge had a small thumb with the so I'm about like 9 weeks out from that surgery, and got some positive. Had my last visit with the doctor the other day. He had really good things, encouraging things to say. I'm going to be looking into PRP treatment, which is platelet-rich plasma. They take your own blood, they do a lot of funky things with it, and then inject it into the site. Supposed to have healing properties, so I'm going to be doing that. But where was I going with this story? Oh, why I'm in a good mood. Well, as many of you might know, I spend my mornings every morning. There are no excuses. I don't believe in that. No excuses whatsoever. I spend every morning in the gym. I'm there for a solid amount of time. And so working out's a really big part of my life. It has been since I was 14 years of age. So arguably my biggest passion. But anyway, very happy. This week I was able to bench 205 solid, 8 reps, no pain. I was declining 225, 235 today. I threw up 90-pound dumbbells on incline, and I don't share that with you to speak more about the weight, but that weight is heavier for me and my body size, and I've had no pain. And I can't tell you how much of a good mood that puts me in, because you don't realize when you have something existing for a while that's inhibiting what you enjoy doing most in life, it really retracts from your life. You really need to find a way around that. So I'm glad I got that surgical procedure done. Very, very happy. So in today's video, well, keep in mind, so good question here, YC. So YC is saying, interesting. So I don't know what time frame you're speaking to, but interesting about the chop going on. The moving averages are all curling up. Now, the reason, even though I don't even know what time frame he's talking about or what chart or charts, the reason for that, YC, and for everyone else here, is that the moving average is not, it's a lagging indicator to some degree. So, and the reason I say that is because if you just look at like a 10-day moving average, it measures those most recent candlesticks, the current past 10 days. So older data is dropping off with each successive one day. So to the degree, and the reason I say this is to the degree that you had really low prices way back here, and now you have higher prices, more and more of these low prices need to fall off the calculation, so we capture more of the higher numbers within the calculation, right? So it does make sense that even though the prices are consolidating in here, you see, this is a really good point. This is a Bitcoin 12-hour. See how prices, and I'm going to comment on this chart in particular because I will tell you, there is going to be a big break up or down soon. Things have been way too quiet. The market does not stay this quiet that long. I've been looking for a big break on Ethereum, so we're gonna talk about that in a little bit, and I'm gonna give you my opinion in terms of what direction I most likely see the market going. But point is, on a Bitcoin 12-hour, what I was trying to illustrate is we are going sideways chippy chop, and the 200 is still curling up, and the 50 is still curling up. Why? Because all of this old price data back here is dropping off of this calculation. It's based more on this data here. Does that make sense? Lots of drawings there. So before we get into charts, and we will spend some time looking at charts, I did want to spend a little bit of time real quick. We'll do this every now and then just because, if I'm doing a daily live stream, we can take a break from the charts for a moment and talk about something related that's still helpful. So I got to call this out. Jorge, Alex God watches the 1 minute chart to predict prices 3 to 6 months from now. Legend. Oh man, I haven't seen his name pop up in a long time. That's hilarious. Anyway, let me get away from the comments here and the charts for a moment. Every now and then, if it's value added, we will, we'll talk about things outside of the charts that are still relevant for your own personal investment strategy. And at some point, actually, I would like to put together, I don't know if it'll probably be a live stream, but either that or a recorded video. I want to do something more fundamental in nature and talk about a lot of the things going on within the financial markets, talking about the Federal Reserve and the banking sector and all those things. So I'll put something out there. But anywho, something related to your successes or failures in this market. Though I don't like to use the word failure. Failure is falling, it's not refusal. Failure is not falling, it's refusal to get back up. So setbacks, we will call them setbacks, right? So, and for everyone new tuning in, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button. But something to aid you along the way here, I just wanted to take a moment to talk about market psychology, because to the degree that you can remain unemotional with your investments, the better prepared you will become moving forward. I want to take you back to a time a couple years ago when there was a lot of uncertainty around the world, and we didn't know what was going on. There was a 1 in a 100 year event. You had lockdowns going on, a lot of craziness going on. And so let me share with you what I chose to do during that time period. During that time period, I stayed in a niche. I stayed on crypto Twitter. I didn't go to Twitter to see all the crazy videos that were out there and things going on. I wasn't on the legacy news media outlets reading about how there was a zombie virus that was gonna kill me and all these crazy things. Okay, I wasn't getting caught up in all the fear. I was doing what I needed to do to stay well informed, right, through reputable websites. So I did what I needed to do to stay well informed, but my point is I didn't feed into all of that emotional negativity that was going on, and the markets were crashing and all this stuff. If you actually go back and historically look at my tweets from 2020 during the beer virus, my hands couldn't buy quick enough into that dip. I know I tweeted about buying XRP at whatever price, buying Chainlink, I think at like $1.85. Like there were just buys out there to be made. But the reason that I felt very comfortable doing that was because I remained very unemotional with my investments. And I know that for those of you here, for those of you who were here and were impacted by 2008, 2009 by that big financial crisis, I was just a young little actuarial person. And, fortunately for me, I was in this sort of bubble. I was in something called an actuarial student program. So basically, no matter how bad the environment got, companies always need actuaries. And the last people they would lay off would be students who were going through their exams and, people that could, be more senior in the role later. They're barely even credentialed or not credentialed. So I say that to say I was in a bubble. I was sort of in my own world studying actuarial science. I had room in my life for barely anything else. So I didn't know any of this stuff. I couldn't read a chart. I didn't study finance or the economy. So I didn't know what was going on with the housing crisis. Okay? Really, really, really rough time for everyone looking back on that. And I am not a doomsday person. That's not where this is coming from. But there's enough that I've studied and understand enough about how our economy works and a lot of warning flags that are out there. Video, you can go back in my videos back to 2019 or 20. One of the things that I said concerns me moving forward as a country is personal credit card debt, okay? And that's starting to rear its ugly head in terms of the amount of liabilities. It's all about assets and liabilities, right? How big the liability pool is for the average consumer in terms of how much debt they're in, right? So the reason I bring this up is because I see enough going on within that area, within finance and within economy, that I am very concerned that there's going to be a very major correction in the stock market, huge correction in crypto. But it's not going to, in my opinion, happen this year. Okay, I've been all about predicting all-time highs, and for the person or two that just clicked off the live stream, they think I'm talking about a doomsday prophecy, and now I see the markets tanking this year. Nope, that's not where this is going. What I'm saying is I feel very convicted in what's going to happen this year. New all-time highs in the stock market and crypto, right? But I don't know, 2024, 2025, whatever the year is, I do see there being a massive downturn in the economy. I don't see things getting as bad as the Great Depression or some apocalyptic scenario, but I do see there being a very serious downturn in the market. And I want everyone to do their own diligence and come to their own informed decision. But I would encourage you to do that and then be prepared. I mean, there are two things really that I think that I want you guys to be prepared for. If I am correct in my hypothesis that crypto and the rest of Bitcoin and the rest of crypto, are going to create new all-time highs this year, the stock market's going to surprise people and substantially go up in value, I want you to profit from that. And the way that I want you to do that is I want you to keep coming back here for information on charts. I want you to go to other channels and other content out there for other value-added technicians to challenge your thought and to challenge my views, okay? So you can make a really well-informed decision. And you need to be logical about things. You need to understand, you basically need to have a game plan in place. If you think an asset is going up to this price, okay, you need to have, if that's your investment thesis, you better create a range and know where you're selling your investments when it happens. You also have to be nimble and you have to change your thesis or your viewpoint if things fundamentally shift in the charts. But to the degree that you guys do not have a game plan in place, okay, to the degree that you're listening to news media outlets and sensationalize things about XRP going to $100 or Bitcoin going to $1 million, you have to flush that stuff out because it's not logical. People do that for views, okay? You really need to have an investment thesis and stick to it no matter what news articles are being published, okay? Unless if something fundamentally changes in the chart, which changes the price ranges that you want to scale out of, you should have that strategy in place. And like I said, be adaptable, but have a strategy in place. And then the other thing that I wanted to speak to, I said there were two things, is once we get to that point where it seems very possible the markets are undergoing that very serious correction, and we'll revisit this conversation, but I really need you guys to have a plan in place of what you're doing with your capital, you know, how you want to invest it. And I also, the other thing I kind of wanted to hit on is when you're challenged with these uncertain times that lie ahead, whatever does happen with crypto or the stock market, all of us are going to have challenging situations in the market where things don't go exactly according to plan, right? Or there's some sort of surprise or something happens. I always need you guys to, make a promise to yourself and to those around you. You'll always remain true to who you are as a person, because I can tell you, when you go back in time and you go back to 2020, but 2008 was actually worse, and you look at statistics for suicide rates and deaths and killings and just bad times, it comes during economic downturns like that. The worst thing you can do is change as a human being because of something financial in nature. That's silly. That's allowing money, and that's allowing greed ultimately to influence who you are as an individual, which is never a good thing. So just remain level-headed. No matter how you fork the markets get, have a plan and a strategy. Remain humble and true to who you are as a person. If the markets take a sudden, or when they take a sudden downturn and you're caught by surprise or whatever the case is, remain true to who you are as a human being. Acknowledge you've been humbled by the market and stay level-headed on how you're going to adapt to that situation. Okay, so I think it's just important to kind of reiterate some of this messaging moving forward, because I and many individuals similar to myself who are out here and putting content out, or maybe a non-content producer who's still very educated and very well versed in the markets, no one gets 100% of calls correct. Okay, no one does. And the best thing you can do is you learn from experience, you do due diligence, you have a plan in place. Unless something materially changes, that plan does not change. It does not change because of some fucking headline coming out about Binance, litigation or whatever the case is. It doesn't change. There's nothing in the chart that's changing. Okay, is my point. All in the charts, remember? All right, could we get to some chart action now? I mean, my God, you've been talking our ear off about, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, CBG. Thank you very much. Glad you could join. All right, let's see what we got here. Thank you, nephew. I appreciate the positive words. Yeah, one quick word on that is that it's going to keep in mind, I mean, things don't always happen. We're going to talk to that about Bitcoin in a moment here. Things do not go towards the majority's view, meaning if the populace, if the herd is all saying, and they're all fearful that we're going to have a giant market correction this year, chances are it's not going to happen. And when have I once come on this channel or on Twitter and alluded to 2023 not being a bullish year? I've been saying this since last year, okay? Once I understood, hindsight 2020, that we were having this expanded flat correction, I was like, well, that fucking sucks. Didn't expect that one. And speaking earlier to what I said, but learning from it and moving on, because not every chartist will get every single formation in a chart correct in terms of what's going on. All right, so let's talk about the 12-hour, and let's talk about the different, you can see Bitcoin is just relatively flat. So crypto does not like to remain this non-volatile and non-exciting for an extended period of time, okay? There are several different paths we could take here. I'm going to give you the 4 general paths, and then I'm going to give you my prediction in terms of what I see actually playing out. Let's take this off. So here we are. We're in a pennant. We're coiled up, right? Price is coiling in here. Direction 1 is this. Probably not surprising. Up. Direction 2 is this. Okay, we break down. Don't look at the exact targets, okay? Just look at the direction of the arrow, please, okay? I'm not pointing to 21,790. That's clearly clearly my investment thesis changed. Clearly something changed because I just put out a video not long ago that said the floor is at 2250. I don't see it going lower than 2250. And that's a floor too. I don't know that it's going to get there, but all right. Okay, what is path 3? Path 3 is actually this. Kind of spoke to this the other day. So we come up. Oh, wow, that was not what I expected. We come up, fake out, and then we resume up, okay? That is another path. Let's draw this one, all right? So this is the 3rd option. What do you think the 4th option is going to be? Yes, you're very, very intelligent if you thought of this. Okay, path 4 would be a breakdown, followed by a move up, all right? I kind of drew that a little bit differently than, yeah, whatever. You get the general point. All right, I'm gonna go with that. So we have 4 different paths here and 4 colorful arrows. I wish I had a little kid here and he could draw all little arrows on here. That'd be pretty cool if I had an interactive screen and I could do that. I'm not much of an artist. Anyway, So there are 4 likely paths: up, down, fake to the upside, down, but then back up, or a breakdown, we fake out and we move up. I shouldn't have drawn this steep. I think that's what's throwing me off here. Yeah. Well, you get the general point. A little move down, but then eventually move up. Okay. So which path do I think is most likely? Well, I believe that the market likes to fake people out. Okay. If I had to pick one of these scenarios, I think the market really likes to fake people out. Okay. So I'm going to say this isn't going to happen and this is not going to happen, because I'm insinuating with this red arrow we're down here for a little while and then we eventually get back up, okay? It's one of these two scenarios. I think there will be this is basically a fake out to the downside, so the sharp price action to the downside. Maybe we get as low as like 24,000 and then a quick burst to the upside relatively shortly after. Or we start breaking out, we fake people out, we temporarily get up to maybe like 29,999 and then we break down, okay? But the breakdown is like, again, it goes down to like 24,000. Maybe we're there for like a week, around a week, and then we continue moving up, right? Drum roll, if I had to take an educated guess, I will say cop-out is 50-50. If I say 50-50, that's a cop-out, right? I got to go one direction or the other. I'm going to say the orange arrow. Yeah, I'll go orange arrow. I will say that this thing begins to break up. We think we're breaking 30,000. We're going above. There's a sharp rejection. We come down to some level, maybe around 24 or 23 or whatever. But we're not down here for long. We're down here for several days, maybe a week, and then we just continue going up. That would be my educated guess. We will see. We will see. All right, what comments do we have here? Have I charted? Oh, engine in the past. Any thoughts? Absolutely. We can take a look at that. I know I've charted it before. Did you say charted or sharded? Charted or sharded? There's no sharding on this channel. Just charting. And maybe some TNA. Sometimes it's TA, sometimes it's TNA. Yeah, so these are the scenarios that I'm expecting for the market. But notice that in all 4 scenarios, there's nothing bearish, though. Even the direct arrow down. The direct arrow is just, we have a correction. We're there for a little while, and then we continue up, right? We just don't have this. It's basically the same thing as this, except we don't get a fake out, right? I just think in this situation, I'm actually going to leave that there if it plays out. I just think in this situation, it wouldn't surprise me one bit for Bitcoin to try to throw people off. What other charts can we take a look at? I did not have much prepared. I was working up till the end of the day today, folks. Long day. No, it was a good day. Oh! I had something to tell you that I wanted to share with you guys. Something to consider when you change jobs, actually. So, fun fact. Found something out today. Didn't realize this. Didn't think about what the implication of this was. Fun fact. So, you got a base pay. You got your annual base pay. CBG gets paid, I don't know, they pay me like like $500,000. I got like a $500,000, base salary. What can I say? No, you take your base pay, all right? So you take your base pay, and to get gross earnings, there's a big difference in how you calculate that. Now, why do you want to know your gross earnings? Well, based on if your annual pay is like $100,000, right? Okay, that's cool. I make $100,000 a year, but how much am I getting each paycheck, right? So, my former employer paid us twice per month. Every month, twice per month, right? So, it was on the 10th and the 25th. On the 10th and the 25th of every month, paycheck. Now, what does that imply? You get paid 24 times, okay? So I got the new job. I calculate the pay increase. I'm like, yes, sweet. So I go to my paycheck, and I'm like, well, that doesn't look right. I'm like, what the hell's that all about? So I go through my calculations. You know what I didn't realize? They pay bi-weekly. And so it all amounts to the same. What that means is, again, my old employer, twice a month, 24 paychecks. Bi-weekly means, no, it's not the 10th and the 25th of every month. We're paying you every 2 weeks, right? Every other week. So there are 26 pay periods since there are 52 weeks in the year. So yeah, that means that every paycheck is less than I thought it would be. In the end, you still get paid the same amount in the year. It's just getting 24 paychecks versus 26. I got to tell you, I like the old world better, because what that allows you to do is it allows you to plan per month. Per month, what do I bring in? Per month. And now it's like, per month, except for 2 months, September and whatever other month, May or July, you get paid 3 times instead of twice, which, okay, great. I'm going to feel great on those 2 months. But I got to tell you, the other 10 months out of the year fucking suck. Paycheck is not what I thought it was going to be. That's what I got to say. My old employer spoiled me. Let's see here. This is a theory. Oh, we got some questions to chat. I like it. We're going to have plenty of time for TA Q&A, because I think this is the last chart I'm going to take a look at, honestly. Ethereum right now, remember, we're just kind of hanging out here above like 1800. 1800. This is 1787. We're going to call it 1800. We're just hanging out up here. What's Ethereum doing today? Yeah, it's down 2%. Another project we'll have to take a look at. I want to take your questions. We'll see if we have time. I wanted to actually take a look at Ethereum Classic with you, because what I can tell you is typically around the times when we get a large move in Ethereum, you will see large moves in Ethereum Classic. It's really something to keep an eye on. I've also pointed to that Ethereum ETC, Ethereum Classic relativity chart, the significance of that. I haven't taken a look at it in a while. I think that's something value added that we should add on the list to take a look at together, either Friday or early next week. But anyway, Ethereum's just hanging out above 1800. So nothing really new to report here. If you look at the current day's price action, again, now that we've gotten above this line, we're sort of just hanging out above here. It's sort of, indecision time here. We need to make a decision on what we're going to do. Now, again, the important thing to keep in mind on a chart like this are where your candle body closes, okay? So if this week, all of a sudden tomorrow we're down big, okay? But then Saturday we get up here and Sunday we close here. Well, now the body's here and you got wicks here and here. I don't care about the wicks. They're volatility. We need the candle bodies to close at or above this line here. So nothing new to report. I wanted to point out Injective Protocol. That's right. Injective Protocol, I'm surprised I didn't bring this up before, and I apologize for not. Injective Protocol was one that was on my list many months ago, and we haven't looked at it in a while. So this thing has been extremely bullish. It's broken up into the top 100. Would not recommend chasing it at a moment like this, and we'll talk about why. But basically now what we're getting up to are levels up towards, this would be our first zone right around here. And this is ticker symbol INJ, Injective Protocol. So now that we've broken out of this downwards channel, okay, it actually sort of looks like a broadening wedge, but not quite. Now that we've broken out, we sort of wanted to come back and back test here. We're now above what was resistance. I had this drawn between like 370 and $4, right above there, which is very bullish. But I would suspect we're gonna, if we get to 760, we get rejected. That's the next big point. The other thing I wanted to talk about on this chart, besides the pink, beautiful clouds I have drawn on here, the other thing I wanted to talk about on this chart is, if we look at the RSI in particular, I'm getting a little nervous if I was in this. Well, I'm not nervous at all because it's been outperforming other projects. If I was a trader, that's probably a better way to put it. If I was a trader, I'd be getting a little nervous at these levels. I'd probably be taking some profits depending on what my strategy was. But you can see on the weekly, there's this high of 81. We're sitting out at 73. If we go to a 3-day, you can see we're up in this overextended area. Sometimes I like looking at a 5-day when there's not a lot of price data. Again, yeah, we're sort of, the RSI is just concerning to me if I were a trader, okay? If I wanted to get into INJ, if I wanted to establish a position or add to my position, what I would be doing is waiting for prices. Yeah. I mean, you could draw a line here. If you wanted me to draw you one more line of support, I could see the argument right around there. So you see this whole green zone here? This, you know, if I wanted to increase my position, Jesus, I couldn't think of the word. If I wanted to increase my position or establish a position, I would personally be waiting for a pullback in here, and then my entries would be based on my risk strategy. I was looking for another word, but there was no other word. Risk strategy. Anyway, sorry, it's been a long day. I'm getting a little punchy here. So this zone is between 370 and 436. Okay, 437. So anything between like $4.40 to all the way as low as 370, 440. I would be a buyer if I wanted to establish a position or increase my position. Yeah, beautiful chart setup. Beautiful, beautiful chart setup. All right, let's see what questions we have. So I know, and so a couple projects here. Let me go back. Patrick, Engine is one I haven't taken a look at in a while, and Chili's is one that I just looked at, Brian. So thank you both for the questions. Let's get into it. All right. All right. Okay, now the trick is finding what time frame I was looking at where I was. Whew! It's been a little while since I looked at this bad boy. Let's get off the Heikin-Ashi. The Heikin-Ashi. All right, haven't taken a look at this guy in a while. And this is Patrick, so we will make sure to chart this one out really good. All right. Let's look at a weekly. So first off, there's a lot of price data here. I should say there's a pretty extensive amount. This is on Binance. It goes back to before 2020. That would be the year 2019. That would be the year 1999 before 2020. That's math by CBG. Remember, the actuary right there. Don't tell my employer. Yeah, this isn't helping. Moving averages do nothing. Of course, maybe like a 20. Okay, so that's encouraging to see. So Patrick, one of the things I would do, so let's say you're trying to assess the chart. Typically the moving averages that I always look at are the 10, 50, 20, and 200. 10 I don't look at unless if I'm more swing trading, but typically the 20, 50, and 200. Okay, now in this case on a weekly chart, there's not a lot of price data, right? So a common moving average I would use where data isn't as mature, okay, to use a 50 or 200 is the 20. And so one of the nice things to see here on the weekly view, let's get off the price indicators for a moment. The price action with respect to the candle bodies have maintained themselves above the 20 simple moving average. To me, what that's saying in words is the more current price action is higher on average than the prior 20 candlesticks, okay? And so because the prices are now sitting on top of the moving average, and if the prices continue moving up, the moving average is going to curl up, right? So very bullish to see. Other things that I would point out on this chart, let's point to an area of support first that we want to see hold. I'd like to see right around this area, okay? And again, for everyone, this is ticker symbol ENJ. This is Engine. This is around 36 cents. Let's round this bad boy up. Okay, this is around 36 cents. So really, I'd like to see the 36-cent area hold. Now, the nice thing is, because the candle bodies are above the moving average, this is also going to act as an area of support. It's like a shield, okay? You can think of, honestly, you could think of the moving average as like a shield on this 36-cent area. So not only is there an area of support at 36 cents, but there's a motherfucking shield over 36 cents. So, I mean, that's on the spot right there. I hope that one helped. But anyway, we're above the moving average in 36 cents. So really want to see that area maintained. We don't want to start seeing candle body closes below the moving average and 36 cents, okay? Now, where are we going to have a problem getting above? Well, clearly, there's some resistance right in this area here, okay? I mean, look at the wicks and the body closes there. You know, this area at 49 cents, this is going to cause us some problems, okay? So we need to bring in the offensive weapons and crush 49 cents. Now, after 49 cents, where could we then see some successive areas of resistance? I would draw them as such, okay? So this is at 49. I want to make this nice and clean for you just so you can see what's going on here. This is, you know, I would keep this at 59.8 because that's too far away from, and this is, yeah, that's close enough to 70 cents for me. All right, so here are your areas of resistance, Patrick. You're going to have 49 cents, you're going to have 59.8 cents, and you're going to have 70 cents, okay? Once we start clearing above 70 cents, all right, let's revisit this chart with the candle body close. Let's revisit. And I don't think that's going to take too much longer, to be honest, but let's revisit the chart. As far as the price indicators, MACD is curling up, which is good to see. We have a little bit of work here to get up to zero. RSI is at a nice, healthy, neutral level at 46.85. Little on the lower end, though. I want to see that 46.85. Has quite a bit of room to run, so that's good, though. Stochastic RSI, you can see a positive cross coming in here, and we're above 20. So the price indicators look good. If we look, let's real quick, just look at a daily, see if we see any bullish divergence or anything going on. No, not really. Anything on even a smaller time frame? Nah. Okay. All right, so just sort of chip-chopping around here. Looks like the MACD on the 3-day wants to curl up, which is the least encouraging, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. The candlestick closes today, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. All right, thank you for the question, Patrick. Always good to see you here. I've always appreciated your support. Okay, Chili's. Now, Chili's, thank you for the question, Brian. Chili's, this is one I know I just looked at, because I wanted to see where price action was at and was considering throwing some in here. Yeah, so what's going on here, this is on a weekly on Chili's, ticker symbol CHC. This is a broadening wedge. That's what this looks like to me, okay? You see how, I'll draw right about there. You see how it's small here, and now we're getting a little wider, okay, although we didn't drop down here, okay? This thing looks like it wants to break to the upside. Other thing I would draw here, we have a little upwards support going on. That's good to see. Really, when you look at the price action here, I think this one's pretty evident, right? We have resistance along all these lines. So really, to me, the big thing, like if I was studying this chart and assessing if bullish price action was truly coming into Chili's, we got to break this resistance with authority, with some volume. And we need a candle body close to occur up here. I don't give two shits if it backtests, because I can't guarantee you anything, but I can almost guarantee you that we'll see a backtest of every single fucking video I talk about this. Once we break descending resistance, it comes back and backtests more times than not, right? We've seen it. We've all seen it together in so many different charts. So I don't know what this is. This looks like a sad man, a sad, sad man. I don't know. Maybe I'm sad. Maybe I'm sad inside. Sad, sad man. Sad, sad man. Sad, sad man. I don't know what's happening. It just looked like a sad man. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing what's inside my soul. Crapes. Let me get this off. I don't know what this live stream is turning into. Let's have a therapy session. All right, so let's get back to the charts. It really is, though. In all seriousness, you have this descending resistance. To me, there's no strength in this chart whatsoever until we break this downward resistance with conviction and we land up here. Now, where would I love to see us land a support? I mean, I think you can see it as I can see it, right? Do you not see the line there we go. Do you not see how important that line is? Let me explain to you why. You can see all along this line we had a lot of price confluence, right? When we got below it, we stayed below it for a bit. Got above it, rode it for a bit. Got below it, can't get above it. Can't get above it, can't get above it. Okay, so this line, this is right around 26 cents. So what would be beautiful to see is if price could come up here, and again, this is on the weekly, if price could break this, break 26 cents, maybe we have a down wick here, but to ultimately close up in this area. Okay, now I'm starting to get really bullish. Okay, now I'm starting to get really bullish. Now let's talk about other price targets we want to watch on Chili's. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to get this thing to scale in the right manner so I can be helpful. So other areas of resistance, I mean, I think there's another obvious line right around 29 cents. So 26 cents, 29 cents. Here's another obvious one. It's at 35 cents. So you got 26, 29, and 35 on Chili's. So we can come back to the charts, okay? Of course, I'm sure someone else will ask me before this, but we can come back to the charts. In my opinion, it makes sense to come back here once we're up in the 29 to 35 cent range. 29 to 35 cent range. Give me a holla, and we'll take a look at the chart again. Thumbs up for the support, everybody. Really appreciate that. All right. Josh, appreciate the positive feedback. Thank you very much. You know, I like doing these live streams. I like doing this. And something else I wanted to bring up to you guys. I was going to ask for a vote on Twitter, and then I was like, no, why not just do it and see how it goes? So one of the things I mentioned to you guys is that I've considered doing this live stream very early in the morning because I wake up very early in the morning. Now, I'm not proposing doing that every day, but I might mix it up. And there might be a day next week, maybe like Friday, because, you know, Friday evening I may want to go out, right? Or Thursday, maybe Thursday, you know, I have plans. I want to get out of here early, right? So I might when there's a day that presents itself like that, or it could also be a morning where there's, quite frankly, has been a lot of volatility from the night before, okay? And I sort of want to wake up and I want to live with everyone, just assess the price action. I'm looking at everything as you're looking at everything. We had a 20% move in Ethereum last night. And so we did the live stream at 5 o'clock yesterday. We caught some of the move. But shit, now the market's closed 8 o'clock my time. Another 3 hours pass after the live stream. Now it's 6 o'clock or 5:30 in the morning. Another 10 hours pass. Hey, I want to wake up live. I'm grabbing my cup of coffee. I'm coming out here. I'm looking at shit live just as you're looking at it, right? So if you're up early, or depending what time zone you're in the world, which is really cool, you can tap into people all over the world. You can wake up live with me, or you can be in the middle of the day or at the end of your day live with me, and we can take a look at the volatility in the market and see what's going on. So here and there, I might, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be experimenting with going live at different times very early in the morning. So we'll see how that goes. And this isn't the weekend for it, but I am going to be looking to put in additional time over the weekend, as well as evenings where I can. I want to reiterate this. I'm still going to be creating YouTube videos on charts, specific crypto projects, charting to keep you guys informed. I've done HBAR, I've done Harmony One, I've done Digibyte, I've done Quant, I've done Gala Games. So I'm gonna artificial liquid intelligence, Reef Chain. So I'm gonna continue to churn out those types of videos as well. I didn't want you guys to think that I'm not, as well as any published separate Bitcoin videos that I think are value added. But like I said, in the meantime, while I'm also doing that, this is the direction ultimately for now that I'd like this channel to go. I like doing the live streams. It's just what I enjoy doing. That's what I've found. So, for the foreseeable future, that is the continued direction that this channel will be going. I don't know what that was. Yeah, whatever the heck that stands for. Marine. What does MST stand for? Nice. I feel like a dumbass. MST. Shit. MST. Mountain Standard Time. That's what I said, didn't I? I muttered it to myself, and then I was like, no, that's not right. Sorry, I yelled in the microphone there. I knew it was Mountain Standard Time. Do you give any importance to the fear and greed index? Absolutely. In fact, Neffy, if you go to... I have a video. Let me see if I can quick find it. I put a video out there. I've spoken to the fear and greed index plenty of times if you've been here actually for a while. But more recently, I spoke to it. This is it. If you go to my YouTube videos and you go to a video that was, let me see when this was published. This was published on, August 30th, 2022. Okay, so this was just last summer. My God, it's already April of 2023. That's crazy. So this was August 30th of 2022. And in that video, the purpose of it, it's called Bitcoin, the Time is Now, okay? And the purpose of, we're going way over time. I just noticed that, sorry. The purpose of that video was to go through 21 separate individual data points, charts, data science models, for the most part, indicating why, it made sense to be buying a whole lot of Bitcoin and other crypto, obviously. And in that video, I actually pointed to the fear and greed index, and there was like a cluster of greed at the bottom that historically led to large rallies. So, yes, I do pay attention to the fear and greed index. No, I have not looked at it recently. I don't know if it's value added to look at. I guess we can. You're not asking me to look at it, but I wouldn't mind looking at it because I haven't honestly looked at it in a little while. Oh, this is from a few days ago. We were in a little bit of greed at 63, huh? I want to see like a live... I think I closed out of the tab. Shit. Well, in any event, I don't know what the fear and greed index is right now. I haven't paid attention to it recently. But yeah, no, it's something that I'll keep an eye on every now and then. Does anybody have any other charts that they'd like me to take a look at? I know it's been a very, kind of blah day. It's funny, unless if there's massive moves to the upside or massive moves to the downside, there's like no excitement in this market. You need Doge popping by 20% or Bitcoin up 15% or whatever the case is. So, yeah. So here, you want to have fun? I'll take a guess. I will take a guess. I will take a venture into tomorrow. So with all the red going on, if we close red like this, I'm going to predict that tomorrow we will be green. That will be my prediction. All right. Any other charts you'd like me to take a look at? Doge. Brian, my brother, nothing has changed on Doge. We just took a look at that on, we just took a look at that on Monday. Yeah, nothing has changed. So all I was saying is it's 12.7 cents. This is actually on the monthly. I was looking at this for Digibyte. Yeah, this isn't the chart I want, though. So, interestingly enough, I have the chart saved as Doge Daily, and it's a Doge Monthly chart, because that fucking makes sense. Nice job, CBG. Nice job. I can't seem to find the chart I was looking for, but... yeah, I spoke about 12.7 cents. You'll have to go back to my Monday video, Brian. That's what I would do. And I spoke all about what Dodge would need to do. I'm not finding the right chart at the moment, so sorry. I feel a little hamstrung. But yeah, go back to the Monday video. It's in there. I spent a great deal of time actually talking about Doge, so feel free to check it out. Or was it Monday or Tuesday? Now that I say that, no, it was Monday. It was Monday. It was definitely Monday. Okay. And then maybe it was whatever day. So what I wanted to say, what I was thinking is, Brian, Monday I did the monthly chart. No, Monday was the day. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. Monday was the day Doge pumped, right? That was the day because it went hand in hand. Yes, it went hand in hand with the monthly charts I was going to do. I completely forgot to include the Doge monthly views into Doge monthly one view into my chart, the USD view. And then because of the price explosion, I was like, oh shit, wow, I didn't put that in there. I'm surprised. So I put Doge in there. And then we also took a look at the Doge BTC relativity chart. We took a look at that. So yeah, check that out for Monday. Yeah, there's been a lot of news on Hedera lately, a lot of positive news for sure. All right, if there are no other charts, we went way the fuck over because I was rambling about I don't even know what. I don't even know what I was talking about. If you could summarize that, put that in a little note memo for me and send it to me. Let me know. All right, if you appreciate the content, make sure to share it with at least one person. Hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment. Don't forget to click the bell icon for notifications so you get the notification when I go live. Until next time, everybody spread awareness and carry the education forward. Thanks, guys.